All right, folks, how you doing? Russell, TrueResults303.com. Check out the website, link in the description box, Mind, Body, Spirit, Fitness. Put in the healing back in health. Once again, when you're at the website, sign up for the free newsletter. Check us out on social media, Facebook, Google+, Twitter, TrueResults303. And once again, the podcast is now out. I just finished episode 12, True Results 303. So I'm coming at you today a little bit with a conspiracy theory on why college is so expensive, right? So why is college so expensive? And in my opinion, it's so expensive because they can make it so expensive, right? It's the same concept of if you can make something a standard, then you can charge whatever price you want for it, right? So let me give you an example. I'm in landscaping as a part-time job right now. That was my full-time job for 12 years, 13 years. But now that I am trying to start this online business, personal training, I still need some income while I am pursuing this new path in life. And I was chatting with a guy who sells pavers, or I was with my boss and a place where we buy pavers. And a majority of the pavers are 2.5 inches thick, at least when you buy them commercially. If you buy them from Home Depot or something along those lines, they're usually going to be 2 inches. But this company was trying to get a 3-inch, trying to create a 3-inch paver. And why? Because of course if it's thicker, it's going to be sturdier, more durable, right? So if you go into a lot of these shopping plazas now, they're starting to use pavers like in cross sections for the crosswalk instead of just doing, the striped line. They're using the pavers to make it look nicer, but also to be the crosswalk. So of course now cars are going to be driving over them, and there's going to be a lot of pressure. Semis are coming in and out of these grocery stores or shopping areas to deliver their goods. So now they can crack, things are happening, right? So his goal, and it hasn't happened yet, this was 2-3 years ago, was to make that thicker paver and then make it a part of code, right? That you always had to have an 3-inch paver, and then now it becomes the standard, so now you automatically are on top of the game because you're the first one that has it. Which in reality, if it becomes a standard, everyone else has to catch up to you to make it, so you can pretty much charge whatever you want. You have a corner on the market. And that's what they're doing now. My mother makes good money working where she works, but she only has a high school diploma. But now, everywhere she works, the only way you can have that job is if you at least have a bachelor's or an associate's degree, a 2 to 4 years in college. That's the only way you can get that job now. And it's an office job. It's taking phone calls. It's talking to people. Now we all know there are proper ways to conversate with a person, but why do you need a college degree to answer phones and talk to somebody? It just seems kind of weird, right? But if they can make that the standard, now they can charge whatever they want, because you need to have a college degree. Okay? Now, why is it so expensive, though, right? Now, in biblical terms, I wish I could remember where it's at, but, they say, the person is slave to the lender. So if you're in debt, you are in a form of slavery. So now I want to go a little bit higher and into something different. Why are some of the most expensive degrees to get, or occupations, is a lawyer and a doctor? Now, of course, there's engineering and things like that, but I'm gonna specifically pick out lawyers and doctors. Now, why are these so expensive, right? Why are they so expensive? Of course, you have to take an additional 4 to 6 years to become a lawyer or a doctor. But if you think about it, if you're so far in debt, $200,000, my cousin's a lawyer. I think she said $150,000 is what it cost her to become a lawyer. Okay, $150,000. So the average person, average doctor or lawyer, is probably between $150,000 to $300,000 in debt. So if you're a very compassionate person and you want to work with the poor and you want to work with the sick and you want to cure cancer and you want to do something that is going to value the entire whole of humanity, right? How are you going to be able to do that when you're $300,000 in debt? You know what I mean? So you have to fall victim now to these pharmaceutical companies, and you have to push their drugs, and you have to do these things that you don't really want to do, that doesn't really resonate with your soul, just because you're so far in debt. So it's another way to enslave you, right? Same thing with the lawyer. You cannot now truly help the poor and the defenseless because you're so far in debt that you have to take that high paying job, which unfortunately means you're most likely going to be helping corporations cheat on their taxes, cheat their clientele, or whatever the case may be. So in my opinion, that's why college tuition is so high, because once again, then they can enslave you and force you to do something else, because now once again you just have this bill that you can no longer pay. Or if you try to start your own business that can take 1, 2, 3 years, it's going to be almost impossible for you to start that path of your life, that journey of your life, because you're not going to be making any money, and then you can't even make the payments on your loans. So if you start defaulting on your loans, next thing you know, your interest rate's going up. That $200,000, $100,000, $60,000 loan, now that interest is skyrocketing, and you're getting penalty after penalty. You're never going to get out of debt. So once again, I think it's just another form of slavery, and another way that they can entrap you in the system, forcing you to do something that you don't want to do. So it's tricky. There's a lot more to it. If you're starting your own business, depending on what you're trying to start, sometimes you can get away with not having to go to college, depending on what you're trying to do. I have a whole video on why you don't need college. Check that one out. I'll try to link it in the description box. I should remember, since they both say college. But if I don't, check that one out. Tell me what you think. Comment. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm paranoid. It's been known to happen every once in a while. But don't forget to check us out on social media: Twitter, Facebook, Google+, True Results 303, Podcast True Results 303. Join the community. Let's turn this I into a we. Let's take this journey together. Subscribe to this channel. Share and like these videos.